I'm Lester.
And I'm Jamie.
And we are Ima Survivor Sanctuary. I've been doing this for a very long time, so I'm kind of the guy that runs all the animals. I'm the one that, pretty much feeds up and moves them from pasture to pasture.
I handle a lot of the business side, social media, emails, and, whatever else comes up.
We are a centennial farm, meaning that we've been here for over 150 years. Farming, which is kind of a part of my life. We're hobby farmers, which means we don't raise our animals or crops to eat, like in your traditional farming sense. We raise farm animals as pets. And so I've always had animals, farm animals. This property here had never flooded. As long as I'd lived here, this hill has always stayed nice and dry. Hurricane Harvey was different though. The water just kept coming and coming. My older son and I began just to move things high as we could inside the house. To no avail. The water began to come inside the house, and at that point we had to take care of the animals. We ran outside and I called all the ones that were still around I had a 4-foot deck that went around the porch in the pool, and I shook the bag of corn and called all the animals up to me, and I poured that corn out. And at that point my son and I went ahead and took the four-wheeler, which was the only thing that was able to be driven, and we was able to leave. This is the driveway going up towards my house. We're gonna get wet, babe. You ready? Oh my goodness. 3 days later, coming home to try to find and bury my animals was my goal that day. What ended up happening, I ended up finding there were a few animals had somehow survived.
There's Patty! Patty! How did you survive that? Okay, man up, Lester. Oh, there's Meg! Meg! I see Meg! Patty, I know you're so scared, baby. Oh, baby, are your legs okay?
Now, we'd lost lots of other animals, but the miracle of that day was that those three, despite water, being as deep as it was, wondering and just kind of questioning how those animals survived that day or those days it still baffles me. And so that was the beginning of what we do now. Ima Survivor Sanctuary is named after our donkey, Ima Jean.
I was not here for Harvey. I actually was volunteering at the convention center, and I wanted to make a donation, something to help out, something bigger than me. And I searched Hurricane Harvey victims, and I came up with a video of a man coming home to his animals. That man was Lester.
Jamie and friends of hers got together and reached out, and they found me somehow, and asked could they come out and bring some supplies and whatnot. And at that point there wasn't a whole lot that I needed. The house was destroyed, most of the animals were gone, but they insisted they wanted to do something. And so we come up with a couple of little things that we could use in kind of the rebuilding process. A few days later, some friends showed up, and Jamie and I made the acquaintance of one another, and here we are 2 years later. There's a lot of animals out there, not just donkeys, that other animals that we come across that needed a home. People were posting their animals on Facebook mostly saying, I can't take care of this, or a lot of folks couldn't, when trying to rebuild their homes, they couldn't also take care of their animals. And so we began to open up our place for other animals. Next thing you know, we're bringing in extra goats and bringing in extra pigs. And so we found ourselves saying yes because we just didn't have the heart to say no. We just made a great little family out of this. We're up to 55 animals now. Petunia Pig is a funny story, but it wasn't meant to be funny. A guy reached out to us. He sent me pictures and videos of a really cute potbelly pig that needed a forever home. He lived in a second-floor apartment, and he bought this little pig for his girlfriend when it was truly a miniature pig. He said that he needs somewhere for her to go. She's just gotten too big, and it's hard to take care of her, hard to get her in and out of the apartment, for walks and whatnot. And so they had arranged transport one Sunday, and sure enough, Sunday afternoon, this truck drives up with this huge cage in the back. And when the guy removes the tarp, there's this hog. I mean, when I say hog, it's a pot-bellied pig. And I said, Miguel, I said, that's not the pig in the video. He goes, no. He goes, well, I told you she'd gotten too big. We realized real fast that she's blind and deaf.
Oh, and she was diabetic too.
And we're trying to slowly get her to assimilate to being and experiencing what a farm pig does. So now she's able to go outside and lay it in the hay. She also can go outside and use the restroom outside instead of on the potty pads. And so she's living more of a pig's life now. Hi, babies. Everybody's hungry? Everyone hungry? Y'all want to eat? Yes. You can see the chemistry they all have with each other. They get along real well. You know, Bucky's the horse is the only one that's really kind of a threat to all the other ones. Not because she wants to be. She's very gentle, but she's blind in her right eye. And so anything that happens when it startles her, she'll kick. So we have to watch out for her. She doesn't want to be a threat or a pain to anybody. Ivy right here, the donkey, she was just sticks and bones, man, when we got her. She couldn't even stand up. And we were able to rehabilitate her and get her to where she's a firecracker now. This is Ima Jean, the one that actually survived the flood, the little gray colored donkey. Yeah, that little donkey who stands 4 feet survived 6 foot of flood waters. Now ask me how that could have happened. So a neat story about that one right there. His name is Harvey because he's Ima Jean's baby, the donkey that survived Hurricane Harvey.
Harvey has some zebra in his lineage, so he actually is part donkey, zebra. So that's kind of a cool, unique trait that we didn't know was in his gene pool until he came out.
Right here behind you we have Tex. That's our big bull. He's a Texas Longhorn. He loves to play, which is very unusual for bulls his size. He had a red yoga ball that he was playing with once, and he ended up pushing the yoga ball into the barbed wire fence.
Bring it back to me, Tex. Bring it back around, Tex. Turn it around this way. Uh-oh. That's a barbed wire fence. That's a rubber ball. It's inflated.
And the ball popped.
I'm so sorry, buddy.
He just tried so hard to get that ball to roll. We also have Annie there, our alpaca. She's also in a viral video. Annie had somehow escaped out of the pasture, and Maggie, our boxer, was obviously out in the yard, and Annie was afraid that Peggy Pig, her companion, was in danger, and Annie just turned ballistic on Maggie.
No, Maggie, look out! Run, Maggie! Run! The coast is clear, love. Come on, babies.
We have Huck and Shirley, the little goats in the front pasture. And their story, their little viral video happened the day that they found their way to get on top of my Jeep. We were outside playing ball with Tex and happened to look up from here, and I saw 2 goats on top of my Jeep.
Oh, no way. Babe, the goats are on top of my Jeep. Come here to me. Shirley? I got you. If they're starting to jump on top of my vehicle. Ha! You're going to scratch up my Jeep. Now get down. This is a big no-no. Oh my gosh. Huck. Don't even try it, Shirley. Huck. So this. You're going to scratch up my Jeep. This thing is less than a year old. Oh my God.
Ringo, the billy goat you haven't had a chance to play with yet. All right, come on. You ready? Let's show them how we play. Wanna play? You wanna play? Wanna play? Come on.
Things you won't see me do. This is why women live longer than men.
So he's gonna wanna keep playing and I'm done playing. So now I'm gonna get up and try to leave and he's not gonna let me. So I have to run. Uh-oh. How embarrassing is this? You're on video and you're all dirty. These guys mean the world to me, and I feel horrible about the ones that I could not help. And so, you know, those that we can't help today, the ones that are abused, the ones that have been abandoned, the ones that have been neglected, I kind of feel like through what I'm doing now with the animals that I'm able to help now, it's in a strange way my way to kind of like pay back.